Hey everybody, welcome back to another 10-minute Marvel video. I'm Petter, and today we have a question to ask. Is Ryan Reynolds trolling us? So, one of the big rumors for Deadpool and Wolverine has always been, will or won't Taylor Swift be in the movie? There's some thoughts, okay, she could show up as Dazzler, maybe she is Lady Deadpool, could that be Blake Lively who's the Lady Deadpool? A lot of different questions about that. I've always kind of suspected probably Blake Lively for Lady Deadpool, but that hasn't ever ruled out the possibility that Taylor Swift could be in the movie. She and Blake Lively are friends, and a lot of these rumors stem from like she was seen at a Chiefs game with Blake Lively, with Ryan Reynolds, with Hugh Jackman, I believe Sean Levy as well. And now Ryan Reynolds has come out with this. So I'm going to look over here just to make sure I get it right. Ryan Reynolds shared a new Deadpool and Wolverine set picture recreating Taylor Swift's Evermore album cover. He used Taylor Swift's song Evermore as the audio on his Instagram story. So, one could argue that is hinting towards Taylor Swift's going to be in there. One could also argue that makes it less likely Taylor Swift's going to be in there because now he's kind of trolling the audience. He knows, he's a smart guy. He knows that the joke, the question everybody wants to know is she or isn't she in there? Now he's given the tease. Yeah, she's in there, but is she actually? Obviously, I don't know anything in terms of factually if she is or isn't in there. But the question that I'm going to dig into is, what do I think is most likely at this point? And I think the answer for what's most likely is that no, Taylor Swift is not going to be in Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, also today, let me find the Sean Levy quote here. He says, a lot of characters will pop up in Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, obviously, Taylor Swift's not a character, she's an actual person. Could it be Taylor Swift as Dazzler? Sure, there's a possibility of that. That'd be character popping up in there, one of a lot of characters. But I think a lot of characters is actually going to refer a whole lot more to the Fox X-Men characters, Fox Fantastic Four characters, some Avengers, possibly even some Spider-Man characters popping up in this, but characters that we've already seen and are established. I think that's what this is referring more to, or in the case of like Channing Tatum Gambit, a character that fans have wanted, that Channing Tatum's wanted. It's kind of like the John Krasinski in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It's what the fans wanted, we got it, and now it kind of moves on from that. So I don't think Taylor Swift's going to be in there. That said, I fully expect a Taylor Swift reference. Something along those lines, whether it's Lady Deadpool making a joke about it, like who did you expect? Taylor Swift, or something along those lines, or just Taylor Swift showing up, like a picture of her on a billboard, something like that, showing up in the movies as a nod to Taylor Swift, as a nod to the fans who have been thinking, could this or could this not be happening? And then that's it. I feel like that's the right amount for this. I think if Taylor Swift herself were to show up in that, it might overshadow something. Especially if she's Dazzler. Because then the question coming out of the movie isn't going to be like, oh, when are we going to see Deadpool and Wolverine again? Or when are we going to see Deadpool? How is Deadpool going to tie into Secret Wars? Here on 10 Minute Marvel, we're going to be asking those questions. But in the general populace, it's going to be, will Taylor Swift show up again as Dazzler? Was this a one-off thing or not? But if she's in the background, as a billboard, as a picture, you acknowledge it, you move on. It's a nice nod to what everybody's been wondering, and it's something that can be added in post easily as the steam, like kind of the runaway train, has taken off for whether or not Taylor Swift will be in it. Or just put her in as a post-credit scene. Put her in as a post-credit scene as Taylor Swift, not as Dazzler, because, like I said, there's that issue with Dazzler. If she is Dazzler, then the question will be, when will she show up again? Unless, of course, she shows up as Dazzler and then gets killed off, which works, because then we are like, well, if we see Dazzler again in the MCU, it's going to be a variant. It's going to be a different Dazzler than the one in Deadpool and Wolverine. But if she shows up as Taylor Swift, she's Taylor Swift. We've established that she's Taylor Swift within this world. She still might get killed off. I'm going to assume that a lot of the cameos get killed off. But now that removes kind of the question going forward of her showing up in anything else. But let me know your thoughts on that. Do you want to see her show up in Deadpool and Wolverine? Would you prefer that she doesn't, to kind of allow the film maybe to stand a little bit more on its own? Or would that be a fun cameo, especially if it's a really short thing? Or do you want her as Dazzler? Do you want her to show up for a longer term role? Let me know that down in the comment section below. And if you're checking us out here and haven't checked out the podcast, we have a podcast, 10 Minute Marvel, where you can get all sorts of Marvel rumors, news, and stuff like that over there. Comes out every Tuesday. Plus, we cover different topics. You can find that on iTunes, YouTube Music, Spotify, or wherever you get your friendly neighborhood podcasts from. Links down in the description below. And if you enjoy this content, please subscribe. Click that notification bell to know when we have a new video go up. And give this video a thumbs up. But with that, I'll see you next time.